In the early 2000s, rock wasn't just loud, it had a look: baggy pants, studded belt, bleached out hair, and a whole lot of attitude. But why did skaters, emo kids, punks, and even rappers all look like they just clocked out of a warehouse shift? Why were Dickies everywhere? Why was workwear the uniform of rebellion? Brands like Cardhart, Timberlands, and Dickies have been a staple in hip-hop, punk rock for what seems like forever. Why was workwear a form of rebellion? Let's talk about how blue-collar culture took over fashion and music. Brands like Dickies became streetwear royalty. Whether you're in the pit, on a skateboard, or on the block, this one's for you. Often we see different shoes being rocked, from Osiris's to Chucks to Vans to Timberlands. Let me know in the comments what streetwear combo you like best. That being said, let's get into this shit. Workwear wasn't about style, it was about survival. Cardhart started in Detroit back in 1889, making tough gear for railroad workers. Dickies showed up in 1922 in Texas, built for farmers, mechanics, factory guys. Red Wing made boots, Sears had brands like Big Yank and Hercules, none of which was fashion, it was function. But when this gear hit the streets of East LA, it took on a whole new meaning. By the 60s and 70s, Chicano communities in LA were wearing Dickies, not for work, but for pride. It was the cholo aesthetic: clean, tough, no nonsense, pants pressed with perfect creases, white tees, flannels, and bandanas. It was about respect, unity, and standing tall in your identity. The look said, I belong, even if the world tried to say otherwise. I would grow up watching movies like Blood In, Blood Out, Baby Boy, Friday, and Training Day, and I was inspired to dress like the dudes in these movies. All along, this style wasn't new. Back in the 40s, the Pachuco look had already proven fashion could be rebellion. Then came punk. The late 70s and early 80s, LA punk was exploding. Bands like Suicidal Tendencies were blending the cholo look with punk energy. Mike Muir rocked Dickies, bandanas, flannels, straight from Venice gang culture to the stage. Punk wasn't about trends, it was about being real. Hardcore scenes in DC and SoCal, Minor Threat, Black Flag, Circle Jerks, Germs, they all embraced the same look. No frills, no hype, just attitude. Gators picked it up too. Workwear was durable, cheap, and looked even better beat up. Thrasher magazine, zines, and punk flyers was the aesthetic. Hard-wearing, DIY, rebellious. NWA brought Dickies into rap. It was armor. It was a street uniform. Not fashion, but real life. Then came the Snoop and Dre West Coast style. Oversized pants, flannel shirts, white sneakers, same roots, same streets, same message. Over on the East Coast, same streets, same stories, different brands. Tim's, Cardharts, Levi's, worn by workers and worn by MCs. LL Cool J, Run DMC, Wu-Tang, and Biggie. The look was rugged, blue collar, and built for the cold. Like my grandfather, built to hustle and built to last. This wasn't just clothes, it was authenticity. While the West Coast punk and skate kids were shredding in Dickies, hip-hop was watching and adapting. On the other side of town, NWA came up in Compton, repping the same gear. Dickies became a staple of gangsta rap, not because it was trendy. These were the clothes of the neighborhood, period. Snoop, Dre, the G-Funk movement took style national. Khaki pants, plaid flannels, white Cortez sneakers. It was all blue-collar gear, repurposed with swagger. And while the West Coast rappers were throwing up West Side, East Coast hip-hop was embracing the same no-nonsense styles. In New York, DMX came up with that gritty, harsh street Yonkers. His style wasn't about glitz. It wasn't about survival and rising above. Timberlands, Dickies, jeans with chains. His look was about hard-ass music. And then came 50 Cent, a product of Queens. 50 embodied a gritty, street-level aesthetic with his early music and music persona. Think do-rags, work boots, the uniform of a man who was climbing from the bottom. Timberlands, Dickies, jeans with chains. His look was as hard as his music. And that was DMX, baby. Oh, X gon' give it to you. This wasn't a fashion choice, it was a statement. It was about survival, toughness, and resilience. The late 90s, a new wave was hitting both the charts and the streets. Nu metal, Korn, Limp Bizkit, POD, Deftones. These bands weren't just making noise, they were fusing rock's aggression with hip-hop swagger. Baggy pants, Dickies, bandanas, sports jerseys. That was the uniform. The look wasn't just inspired by the streets, it was the streets. POD's Youth of the Nation became more than just an anthem, blending rap metal with real-world grit. Their style was more than fashion. It was culture, shorthand for rebellion, struggle, and survival. At the same time, TRL was fueling the fire. This was the TRL era. Music videos were everywhere, pop stars on rotation, didn't care about being polished. It was grimy, raw, and real. Fred Durst in a red Yankee cap and Osiris D3s, that was rebellion in a uniform. Travis Barker in Dickies shorts and tank tops, punk met skate, and the streets approved. Even pop punkers like Good Charlotte and icons like Avril Lavigne rocked the same looks. Anti-fashion became fashion. Then 2001, Training Day dropped. You shot me in the ass! It wasn't just a movie, it was a mirror to the culture. Denzel Washington as Alonzo Harris gave us a gritty, unapologetic look at the street code of Los Angeles. The characters didn't wear luxury, they wore Dickies, flannels, boots, and the same gear in the skate parks, rap videos, and punk clubs. Training Day, Fast and the Furious, TRL, MTV, nu metal, it all collided. Music, movies, and fashion weren't in separate lanes anymore. Workwear wasn't just for work, it was a statement. Converse, Vans, and Dickies weren't just a trend anymore. They were badges of authenticity. Flash forward to now, Y2k fashion is back, baby. On TikTok, everyone's dressing like it's 2003 again. Dickies, Jankos, Osiris D3s. It's not just nostalgia, it's about the same raw, rebellious energy. Kids today are mixing the old with the new. They're not just copying the style, they're reclaiming the spirit. DIY, anti-glamour, confident and comfortable, it's fucking loud, and most of all, real. From factory floors to punk shows, I'm fucking working here. From TRL to TikTok, workwear has simply never died. It's just changed stages. It's more than fashion. It's culture, it's rebellion, and it's not going anywhere. My name's Alex Majewski, also known as Jay Sky. I appreciate all you guys for tuning into the video. Please let me know in the comments what your favorite variety of Dickies with Vans or Chucks with Cardhart or what fucking ever, dude. I really miss these Janko jeans I gave up in like 1998. They probably wouldn't fit me because I was like a fucking child then. But it'd be so cool to have them, maybe rip the patch and put it on my jacket. Please subscribe to the channel, shoot me a comment, show me some love, and let me know what kind of video you want me to talk about in the next one. Until next time, peace.
Get the fuck out of here, I'm coming off my lunch break.